Akashvani. Time for a weekly program, Our Guest. I hand over the mic to the show host, Nitish Arora, for the same.
In today's program, we are taking up a topic which is distressing for all of us, and we all must address to this particular issue, which is World Day for the Prevention of and Healing from Child Sexual Exploitation, Abuse and Violence. I have in my studios Ms. Shweta Pathak, advocate on record in Supreme Court. Shweta ji, welcome to Akashvani, welcome to our guest.
Thank you so much.
World Day for the Prevention of and Healing from Child Sexual Exploitation. Now, healing from child sexual exploitation is a very tough thing, but prevention is something that we can really do. But can we really do it? Because the kind of population that we are living in, the kind of needs of the society that are there, it is becoming increasingly difficult for us to prevent our children even from this kind of sexual exploitation and abuse.
So Nitish ji, this is a very uncomfortable topic for everybody listening and we discussing about. But topic needs a lot of discussion, awareness, and to be discussed in families while they're sitting on the dining table also. So when we discuss this topic, we aim only at prevention. But here on this day of 18th November, we talk about healing also. Now, prevention is one aspect of it, wherein we believe that we can prevent this epidemic, which is, engulfing the entire world at the moment. To state the data, 1 out of every 5 girls and one out of every 7 boys is sexually abused across the world. In India itself, we have a population of around 37 to 42% of children in the country. Out of that, 29.7% of the children are believed to be sexually exploited. This is a reported number, which is a reported data, which we are talking about.
A large majority must be silent also.
Yes. So that is where we have talk about that why this epidemic is spreading. So when we talk about this issue of sexual violence and abuse among children, we talk about prevention of it. We need to understand that first, why it is there, why the society is facing such issues, why there are perpetrators who are doing such things, what lies beneath the society, which is, developing such individuals in our society who are doing such crimes against the children. But that is a bigger question, which requires a lot of understanding to the level of education system we have, the kind of upbringing which is there in the family, and the societal, pressures and economic well-being which is there with the individual. But when we talk about prevention, that how can we prevent our children from facing such issues, facing such abuse, whether they are within our homes, which we believe are very safe for them, or whether they are going to the school, which again we believe are very safe for them, or any other child organizations where we send our children, like childcare institutions or any other place where our child needs to go and is exposed to.
Whatever,
any place, any places which our children are going. Here we understand child is to be referred to a person below the age of 18 as per our law. So these are the places where we believe that when our children are exposed to, whether within our homes or outside the community or within the community, they need to be aware of what is happening. If we make the children aware, the parents aware, the organization, the people who are working in that what is sexual abuse all about, then only a prevention can be developed. Now, prevention involves basic understanding of what is abuse. We are talking about exploitation also. We are talking about violence also. Now that violence and abuse is also attached with, when we talk about child sexual exploitation, covers trafficking also. So now these 3 portions are there which are to be understood when we talk about sexual exploitation, abuse and violence of children. Now abuse can be harassment of the child, which can be contact abuse or a non-contact abuse. Contact abuse is when a child is touched physically or is, anyways exposed to certain things. That
is where we teach our children to about good touch and bad touch.
Non-contact abuse is when a child is shown some pornography, or when he is exposed to certain material which the child should not be seeing. So
and there can be verbal abuse.
It can be verbal abuse, it can be emotional abuse, it can be a psychological pressure. Talking to a child about things which are sexual in nature, showing a child a sexually explicit material, sending a child sexually explicit material, exposing their body parts to the child. That is all non-contact. But our contact means when you're touching the child. So the child needs to be aware, and the parents also need to be aware that, when a child mentions this to them, that, the child is not comfortable, or the child is not in that frame to talk to somebody, the parents just try to force them that, no, it's okay, you can talk. For example, there is an uncle who comes to the house and he starts tickling your child, and the child is saying no 3 times he's saying, but the parents say it's okay. The child believes it's okay to me. We are not.
Which means it's more for the parents now to understand that what are the issues with the children and should take their children seriously.
They should take
more
children
seriously.
Yes, the first thing towards prevention and healing also is to believe your child. The first step. If we do not believe our child, the child believes that everything is okay. It's okay to be.
Shweta ji, the physical part of it, which you said that the touches and all, I think awareness has spread, and more or less we have made our children understand it. But the other part, that is non-physical, after COVID, the mobile, which was taboo for the child, and parents normally used to tell that you stay away from the child and restrict their working hours or using the mobile hours. But after the COVID, when the classroom shifted to mobile, most of the parents were forced actually to give access to their ward to the mobile phones, which has become a more challenging situation now, because weaning them away from the mobile now is not possible. And they say that half of the material, the classroom material, is delivered on phone. So what can be done in this situation?
Absolutely true. And our court has taken cognizance of the same. I would just like to mention a recent case, Just Rights Alliance, which has just taken this case with the Supreme Court, which is a landmark judgment, and which has made even viewing of child pornography a crime now. It's a recent judgment of September 2024. In this judgment, the court has talked about everything. The abuse which we are talking currently is online abuse, online exploitation, and online trafficking of the child. Now, in this case, what happened was there was a person in Madras who has downloaded 2 child pornographic videos in his mobile. Now, I would also like to mention here is this online exploitation is a borderless crime. Why we talk it as a borderless crime? Because when this person was downloading media online,
Files.
He was detected by the foreign agency in US. And those US agencies spoke to the agencies in India, and a case was registered against that person in Madras. And he was arrested. A case was filed against him. But the Madras High Court quashed the complaint against the person, misinterpreting the law of Section 15(1) of the POCSO, that circulating is a crime and holding a pornographic material in our phones is not a crime.
But this was child pornography.
This was child pornography. Now, in this judgment, a lot of NGOs came together and they went to the Supreme Court taking this case that if such a kind of, leeway is given, people will believe that, if we are holding this, downloading such material at 20-25 rupees, you get such material from Telegram. And that is not a crime for us. We can do that. But then what does it lead to? It leads to child exploitation. It leads exploitation of some child in somewhere in some country. Because it's not necessary that pornography is from the country itself. The court took cognizance of the same, and it mentioned a lot of guidelines that even the technology companies need to be careful now. If any such kind of thing is being circulated on any technology platform, be it Instagram, be it Telegram, be it Facebook, any platform which is there, the intermediary is liable to report. And if such thing happens, and it is reported, they are liable to immediately take it off. And also they have to provide technological tools for the parents and for the children to make technology, these platforms, safe spaces for their child.
Now that brings me to the next question. How equipped we are as a nation to tackle this menace? Because you said that the crime was borderless. This crime is borderless. Of course, when we are exposed to internet, our children are exposed to internet, the entire world is in their palms. are we really equipped enough to tackle this menace, because this is growing by every passing day?
Yes, it is increasing every day. That is why we need to be aware. We need to talk about it, and this day has to be observed so that people talk about it, and they need to know where they're falling short, because the government, the legislature has made the laws. The courts are taking cognizance, but at the end, what we are lacking is enforcement, implementation of these laws. Now, implementation of these laws may be lacking because there are certain institutional issues or infrastructural issues or training shortages to the people who are going to execute the implementation, like our police officers. But India itself has taken a lot of action towards goals which are there to make our country safe for the children. Our country is moving towards that. As per Article 21 of the Constitution, every child has the right to live a life free of violence. So we are moving towards that. Our POCSO Act, Juvenile Justice Act, Criminal Amendment Act, which are there, which they have made very stringent laws.
So the deterrence must be there. And how stringent is the deterrence for abusers?
There is a death penalty.
Death penalty.
Death penalty is what the maximum punishment has also been declared by the legislature for gravest crimes. But yes, and
these cases are taken on fast track?
These are fast track. POCSO cases need to be resolved on the fast track cases. Not more than 1 year they can take to resolve these cases. And our lower courts are doing really good job in resolving these issues and giving judgments in the most efficient manner in the least possible time.
So do we have some numbers as to let people know that these crimes and these criminals don't go scot-free?
These criminals don't go scot-free. Not all the time. But yes, at the end, it only matters the grit of the victim, how interested they are to bring these people to justice, and to our legal system, how well they can bring these perpetrators to justice. So that enforcement and implementation and judicial system needs to be, working very efficiently so that these crimes can be stopped.
So through such days, such observances, what message we can give to the listeners and to the general population as to how can they be part of resolution of this particular issue?
My first request to all our listeners would be to talk about, to accept that this crime is there, happening around us, to understand that when a child comes to you or is behaving differently, to believe in the child, give the child a safe space to talk about, and then take necessary action so that the child does not feel that his talks or her talks were not taken seriously and the person who abused them or exploited them was just let scot-free, because at the end they just feel it was their fault, and what we need to make them understand is it's not their fault. Because one thing we need to understand, whenever we talk to a person a child who has suffered abuse, we should never say that I can understand what you're going through, unless and until a person himself is a child abuse survivor. Mm-hmm. We can only say, it was not your fault. We need to believe them. We need to support them, give them proper safe space so that they can feel that this is a journey towards healing once they talk, and let people help them.
So the crux of the matter is that you have to open up the channels of communication.
Yes.
And then strengthen the one who has been abused.
Yes.
It's no fault of the child.
It's no fault.
So, and the other step is to bring guilty to the books.
Yes.
And that is very important. And days like this, you should not be shy of talking about taking up such topic. Initially when we started and when we were not into this recording, Shweta ji told me that perhaps most of the people will switch off if they are traveling with their children, will not listen to this conversation. That is also one taboo. That is also one particular thing that you have to fight with. And you cannot push this under the carpet. You will have to bring it out. Shweta ji, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you so much.
You were listening to the weekly program Our Guest, that is broadcast every Monday at 9:15 a.m. Don't forget to tune in next week, same day, same time and same frequency for more on Our Guest. Have a nice day.